Above all other science fiction franchises, even Star Wars, Star Trek is known for its ships. We all have our favorites, but when it comes right down to it, which Star Trek ship is the most deadly? Determining which ship is the most dangerous isn't as easy as it seems. You can't compare the Galaxy Class Enterprise to the Constitution Class Enterprise and say the Galaxy Class is more dangerous and powerful just because it's newer. That doesn't make any sense. The best way to determine which ship is the most capable of destroying an opponent is by comparing it to the other ships of its era. But what does an era mean exactly? The Excelsior class was in service during the days of Captain Kirk and the days of Captain Picard. Do we compare it to Kirk-era ships or Picard-era ships? For this ranking, we're going to attempt to determine which Star Trek ship is the most dangerous by comparing each vessel directly against the other ships in service during its peak. For example, in the original series era, when the D7 battlecruiser was the Klingons' most powerful ship, how much more powerful was it than all the other ships around it? That differential will help point the way to which Star Trek ship is truly the most deadly. For purposes of this list, we'll be omitting one-offs like the Scimitar or Viserius. They'll get a separate ranking. To qualify for this, a ship must be a production model, a class. I'm Josh Tyler for Giant Freakin' Robot, and these are the most deadly ships in Star Trek. The Klingon Negvar class is the largest ship built by the Klingon Empire in the 24th century. It's a legitimate dreadnought, an oversized siege weapon. It measures nearly 2,300 feet in length and carries a crew of 2,500. That's more than double the crew complement of the Galaxy-class Enterprise. The ship packs massive numbers of disruptor cannons and heavy torpedo launchers, but perhaps its greatest strength is its thick armor. Getting its shields down is not enough to take out a Negvar. The Klingon Negvar's only weakness is its lack of maneuverability. That's what allowed Sisko to kill one with the Defiant, and that's why it's at the bottom of this list. Gorn Destroyer. It's unclear how big the Gorn's biggest destroyer is, except to say it's a lot bigger than a Constitution class and way more dangerous. Even Gorn fighters are often too much for Starfleet ships to handle, but when they encounter a destroyer, all Starfleet ships of the era can do is run away. These destroyers operate almost like a mothership, housing hundreds of ultra-deadly fighters, but as seen in Star Trek's Strange New Worlds, a destroyer is fully capable of taking care of itself without them. The Sovereign class. Unlike most other Starfleet ships, which are designed to fill multiple roles, the Sovereign class was created to be a battleship and a purpose-built Borg killer. Its ability to fire massive salvos of advanced quantum torpedoes gave it a huge firepower advantage over most other ships of the era. Its armored exterior, impressive speed, and maneuverability easily compensated for its size. The ship was actually a little smaller than the Galaxy class, but much more dangerous. During the peak of its service, nobody wanted to tangle with the Sovereign class. Citadel Class Voth city ship. Only one Citadel class was ever seen on screen. It appears in the Star Trek Voyager episode Distant Origin, where it's referred to as a Voth city ship. The Voth have more than one of them, but you'd think one would be enough. Measuring 11 miles long, the Citadel class is one of the largest ships ever shown on screen. Being that big alone would probably earn its spot on this list, but the ship is also rumored to be one of the few with the ability to resist assimilation by the Borg. Any ship that can do that is dangerous as hell. Romulan Dideridex Warbird. The Romulan Dideridex Warbird was chosen by the Romulans as their way to reveal themselves to the Federation.
Amazing. I never thought I'd see a Romulan vessel, not this close.
Precisely because it is so big and so powerful that they knew it would scare the hell out of everyone. It worked. At the time, the Galaxy class was the most powerful ship the Federation had ever produced, and had no chance against a Warbird. Powered by a quantum singularity, the huge ship carried a crew of 1,500, and mounted numerous disruptor arrays and powerful plasma torpedoes. The Warbird's era of dominance was short-lived, as other races raced to catch up, and new powers like the Dominion appeared. But even once they did, anytime a Warbird appeared, it continued to strike fear into the hearts of those who encountered it. They served as the backbone of the Romulan Star Empire for years, projecting its power across the Alpha Quadrant. The most dangerous ship in the massive Dominion fleet of the late 24th century was the Jeanar battleship. Described as being 10 times the size of a Galaxy-class starship, not only was it capable of laying waste to anything it encountered with numerous heavy polaron beam arrays and dozens of torpedo launchers, it was also immune to most Starfleet weaponry. They're a significant drain to maintain, and were always used sparingly by the Dominion, but these battleships are also nearly impossible to defeat for any single ship.
Did we miss the target?
No, sir!
It was a direct hit. It didn't work.
The Viserius, First Federation patrol ship. The Viserius was first seen in the original series episode, The Corbomite Maneuver. It's a god-tier flex from the First Federation, not to be confused with the Federation. A perfect sphere nearly 1 mile in diameter, Viserius makes the Constitution-class Enterprise look like a toy. It has no visible weapons, no hull features, no crew windows, just overwhelming presence. It disables the Enterprise instantly, likely via graviton or tractor-based tech, and shrugs off all scans. Its power source is unknown, its defense is untouchable, and its intentions deliberately vague. Even the small shuttle it detaches so overpowers the Enterprise that resisting it is hopeless. The Viserius was only one patrol vessel of many, so when the First Federation tells people to leave them alone, it's taken seriously. Perhaps that's why they're never seen or heard from again. Borg Assimilation Cube. The Borg have numerous deadly and nearly indestructible ships, but the most dangerous in their fleet is the Assimilation Cube. This is the ship that single-handedly wiped out the entire Federation fleet at Wolf 359, and it maintained its dominance for nearly a decade, with various races of the galaxy having no real answer for the threat it posed. A perfect cube, over 3,000 meters per side, Assimilation Cubes ignore design aesthetics and focus on one goal: absorb and dominate. Its regenerative hull, adaptive shields, and sheer size make it nearly indestructible. Standard weapons barely register. Entire fleets are overwhelmed. Resistance isn't just futile, it's irrelevant. Species 8472 Bioship. The Species 8472 Bioship isn't made, it's grown. A living organic weapon from fluidic space. It outclasses nearly everything in known space. Small in size, but absurd in power. A single tiny bioship can destroy a Borg cube in seconds.
The cube. Destroyed.
Their hulls are impervious to conventional tech. Their weapons, biogenic energy pulses, melt starships like paper. And they don't come alone. 8472 deploys in coordinated hive mind-driven swarms that act with precision and rage. The Borg couldn't adapt. Starfleet couldn't understand. It's not just a ship, it's a biological apex predator built for war. Facing one is suicide. Facing a fleet is extinction. We've never seen the Borg or the Federation come up with an answer for the threat these ships pose. And that cements the Bioship's place as the most dangerous ship in Star Trek. Wondering why the Enterprise J isn't on this list? We have no idea how the Universe class compares to the other ships of its era, which makes it impossible to rank. Think of a ship that can take down Species 8472? Tell us about it in the comments. And if you love ships like we love ships, support this channel by doing all that YouTube stuff. Until next time, I'm Josh Tyler for Giant Freakin' Robot.